Okay, so shared by African thousand people saying USA plans to close 6 embassies in the Gambia, Eritrea, Central African Republic, Lesotho, Congo, and South Sudan. Hi, this is the African Time. The name is Vadashi, and we are always here to discuss Africa and African countries with you. Well, this is something that is happening to some African countries that is believed that the US government is planning to close down their embassies in some various African countries. That is 6 of them, and that is the Gambia, Eritrea, Central African Republic, Lesotho, Congo, and then South Sudan. Well, that is what is happening here, and then I needed you guys to actually see and understand what is going on in African continent now. Now the question is, why is Trump even doing that? Well, but see this is from other African people, and then to my Lesotho people, South Africans are actually trolling you guys. I don't know why though, but see this one says, Kanti, what did Lesotho ever do to the USA? Well, that's so true though. What did Lesotho ever do? Trump actually came in out and saying that Lesotho is a country no one has ever heard of, and then got into a point that he actually even tariffed them the most, giving them 50% tariff, though it has been paused for now. But that's what Trump did. And then recently, to Trump actually just is also now getting Lesotho out from, or getting its embassies out from Lesotho too. Lesotho, from being unknown to now being the most hated country in the world by USA. What did you ever do to the Trump administration though? Because it seems like these guys actually hate you. And this one says, why not South Africa? We don't want them here. Okay, South Africa also saying that we don't even want them here. So why they should actually add South Africa to the list? Now, let's actually dive inside and see what is actually happening to the USA that it's closing some of their embassies in some other African countries. So let's see what's happening. So by African News, it says, Trump administration plans to shut down nearly 30 US embassies, over half in Africa. Yeah. So actually, Trump is actually planning to close down not just only in Africa, but 30 US embassies across the globe. But Africa is actually having around 6 of them, okay, having the most in the whole list. Now let's dive inside and see what is happening. Okay, so it says this initiative is part of a broader plan to cut the State Department's budget by nearly 50%, aiming to reduce foreign aid by approximately 75%. According to an internal State Department document, the proposed closures include embassies in Lesotho, Eritrea, the Central African Republic, the Republic of Congo, the Gambia, and the South Sudan. Additionally, consulates in Durban, South Africa, and Douala, Cameroon are slated for closure, with their responsibilities potentially being transferred to neighboring countries. Critics of the proposal expressed concern that reducing the U.S. diplomatic footprint in Africa could diminish American influence on the continent, especially as other global powers such as China continue to expand their presence. They argue that such closure should hinder diplomatic relations, economic partnerships, and then the promotion of democratic values. The administration's plan also include the potential closure of embassies in European countries like Malta and Luxembourg, as well as consulates in various cities across Europe and Asia. These proposed charges are part of large effort of streamlining government operations and reduce federal spending. Okay, now we actually know the reason why the US is doing that. So the US is actually closing down these embassies because he believes that they are actually spending so much on these embassies and they're getting or they're not getting enough from them. People are not moving out or traveling in these countries that much for them because they have a smaller population. But the US federal government keep on funding these embassies, so they're actually trying to cut off costs to the federal government. Okay, that is the whole issue here. Okay, but some people also making a claim that if America continue to pursue this course by actually moving their embassies from Africa, they might lose the influence they have on the continent because they believe that some superpowers like China continue to grow massively in African relationship, and then America is actually now pulling off. That is going to be hindering to American development. Then they say something here too. It's going to be concerned to the shared value of democratic values to the African countries too. They believe that America, or the presence of America, is actually to enhance democracy or democratic rule in every country too. Do you believe that as an African? How better do you think this democratic thing has actually be helpful to the African continent? At the comment section, let me see your point of view here. Now you actually know why the embassies or the is going to be closed down in Lesotho and other African countries too. Now see this. So this one came and says maybe it is the best time for Africa to develop. If Africa does not develop, I will believe that this ethnicity has definitely failed on the planet. Okay, now this one believes that if Africa is being cut off like that, this time we actually need to develop, come together and develop together. If we don't, he believes that we are actually failed human race. Yeah, too bad. And this one says they should add Ghana, Nigeria, and SA too. Yo, why should we add Ghana, Nigeria, and SA to this? Well, that's your point of view, though. We too can also share your point of view at the comment section, and I'll be so glad to let you guys know what is happening in African countries. Now, this is what is happening here, that they believe that Donald Trump is actually closing down 6 embassies in the African continent. That is the Gambia, the Eritrea, Central African Republic, Lesotho, Congo, and the South Sudan, based on cost of management or federal spendings to these embassies in these various African countries too. They actually run at loss, and he believes the best thing to do is to remove these embassies. The name is Vadashi, this African time. Thank you for your time.